Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. That's what. That's my daughter. I don't know if y'all can hear her. She think that's the phone ringing. She said hello. But anyways, man, September 28th. It's going down here in Los Angeles. August 25th, backpack giveaway, free haircuts, and Ticket and I got a show starting today, as you guys saw in the intro. But I want to talk about something. All y'all who say, "Oh, Fred, Andre Ward calls me an opportunist." I know Terence Crawford hates my guts. His team DMs me and emails maybe once or twice a month. I'm gonna say this. If you think I hate Terence Crawford and Andre Ward so bad and I'm such an opportunist and I'm never ever sticking up for black people, and listen, go watch my interview with Bob Arum. I am the only media member that covers fights of record that has asked Bob Arum questions about why Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson, in my eyes, are playing second fiddle to Lomachenko and Tyson Fury. Go. So all that BS, I am the only one. So Andre Ward, Terence Crawford, and matter of fact, in addition to them, Team Crawford, Team Ward, y'all need to understand, I don't like some of the shit y'all pull off, obviously, but I'm also going to hold them, the ops, accountable for not treating y'all with respect. All right? And I think Bob Arum, see, me and Bob Arum got history. Bob Arum knows when he interviews with me, he knows where I'm going. So he plays to the emotions of the audience in which I appeal to. So Bob knows. I mean, Bob and I have been getting down for a long time, and um, but I need you guys to fully grasp and understand this. I'm still fighting. I'm doing my part, okay? And I'm fearless. I am unwavering. Andre Ward loves to call me an opportunist. Andre Ward got me blocked from covering ESPN fights. Terence Crawford hates my guts, and yet I'm on the record fighting for their independence. I'm on the record fighting for them to have their Juneteenth moment. Per se, no disrespect to the slaves, but I just want to uh, uh, have fun with this topic a little bit, out of respect though, not out of disrespect. And they hate my guts, and yet I'm the only media member. You can go interview with The Zone, you can go interview with Fight Hype, you can go interview with whoever you want to, but they are not putting Bob Arum's hand in the fire, not putting it to the fire. I grabbed Bob Arum's hand and put it in the fire. You understand? You understand what type of integrity and character it takes, and how much guile it takes to walk up to a man named Bob Arum, who's been in the fight game 60 years, has made billions upon billions of dollars, have made countless multi-millionaires from the sport of boxing. It will be in everyone's Hall of Fame. He deserves every accolade you can get. A man that puts in 60 years and is still doing the same thing, still loves it. You got to respect him. You understand? And Bob Arum is like my perfect enemy. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why I call Bob Arum my perfect enemy, because we can play ping pong against one another. You have all these emotional cowards like Eddie Hearn, and hiding and tucking their cheek and hiding and not being men about it, like K Diddy not being a man about it, going behind the scenes, chatter, doing that chatty patty shit, all that bullshit. Listen, at the end of the day, I am a man, all right, and I am doing God's work in this motherfucker. I know I'm doing God's work because I feel like I ne- you know when you do something, y'all are parents, right? Many of y'all are parents. You know when you do stuff wrong and you feel the spiritual pureness of your child that you hug, that you embrace, and that you take and care for. You know when you do something wrong when you hug them. You're like, man, I shouldn't have did that shit today. You know what I mean? Like, you're being in the presence of your children holds you accountable to your spiritual honesty. You know, and when I was interviewing Bob Arum, I'm like, Andre Ward and Terence Crawford would never ever give me the respect. Would never ever give, because of what's happened this year. They'll never ever give me the respect. But when you watch that interview that I did with Bob Arum, the 27-minute interview I did with Bob Arum, you're going like, this nigga still fighting for me. Anyhow, man, I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention because I'm not asking for the credit, but I want to silence the Andre Ward fans who calls me an opportunist. You know what I mean? I want to silence the K. Diddy's who's tried to get my credential revoked, and the Team Crawford who DMs me and emails me threatening me and all that shit. I still go behind enemy lines and still do my job to the best of my ability. Now, I'm not a fool. I don't go into these situations naked. You know what I mean? I'm not stupid. I mean, I was born in urban USA. I'm no fool to think that I know how black people respond to negative stimuli and or being confronted. And yet I still do it. And yet I still push. You understand what I'm saying? And to that, Andre Ward needs to recognize my trill. Andre Ward, Terence Crawford need to recognize my trill. Terence Crawford, I'll never ask. I didn't ask Terence Crawford for an interview today because I didn't want him to think that I'm pandering him. I didn't want him to think that I'm inferior to him. You know what I mean? I didn't want that. You know, I want to remain a man. And I know some of y'all say, why didn't you ask Terence Crawford for an interview? I will ask Terence Crawford for an interview if I get him in a one-on-one setting. I didn't work this hard for other people to steal my content. I didn't. You know what I mean? I'm not going to interview him with 10 other cameras when I done built this. I done built this, right? Not out of denigration of Terence Crawford, but for the advancement of the black fighter. Everything that I have done from my first YouTube post to now has been for the advancement of black fighters. Period. The advancement of black promoters. The advancement of the black fans. Listen, Tank Davis sold out. Maurice Hooker. We had 2 major fights in 2 black markets. When was the last time that's happened? I'm not saying I was a catalyst for it. I'm the voice for it. Right? And prior to this, them fights would have been in Las Vegas. Ain't no way in hell. I don't care what the money looks like. Without Earl Spence proving that market is viable, that fight goes to Fresno. I'm being real. I'm being as honest as I can be. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think we need to give ourselves a round of applause. Give yourself a victory lap. Every black boxing fan all across the globe. Give your hand, because every time you click my video and hit that like button, it has a higher propensity of reaching a new team member that wants to join forces with us. All right, and I will continue to fight. You know what I mean? I wish we had fighters like Bob Arum. I wish we had promoters like Bob Arum. Not in the sense of what they stand for, but in the sense that they'll do interviews. They'll tell you they disagree to your face. Me and Bob Arum disagreed that entire video. But he has enough guile. He has enough courage. He has enough sustainability. He has enough self-belief to say, this is what I believe and this is what it's like. Now, I'm not saying everything he's saying is true. We know Bob Arum, you know. But if I disagree and go haywire in an interview, we don't get the questions asked. And you're like, man, Fred, why'd you go crazy on him, man? We were just getting started, man. He was just about to tell you the truth. I get it. That's why I didn't respond to Eddie Hearn calling me a clown. I need him to call me a clown 30 times. Oh, you're a clown. I need him to say that. When he looks back at that interview and his pens look at, he said, Eddie Hearn is so stupid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Look, real recognize real in every entity of life. I'm telling you, real recognize real. If you don't believe me, look at my YouTube channel. If you don't believe me, look how I move. I don't have no fear in these streets. I don't. I interviewed Bo Mack. I interviewed not out of toughness. I don't ever go nowhere claiming to be the toughest dude. That's not where I am. But I claim to be as fearless as God created me. God created me fearless. You know what I mean? I had to go through pain to be a human being on this earth. You know what I mean? I need to honor the birth canal by being fearless. You know what I mean? Sometimes don't think of it in the physical realm. Think of it from a spiritual, kinetic standpoint. How much kinetic energy, how much spiritual forces comes through with you through your mother's birth canal. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, Andre Ward don't like me. I already know this. Andre Ward, I've had private conversations with his allies. He has a high disdain for me. It's okay. Terence Crawford, I can tell by the emails and DMs I get you and your team has a high disdain for me. But guess what? I still ask. I am the only media member that's ever asked Bob Arum, why are you treating Lomachenko and Tyson Fury better than you're treating Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson? I am the only person to ever ask that question. Now it's going to be status quo. Everyone's going to follow up my questions, but I am the first. I am the first free slave that ran from Alabama to Ulster County, New York, like Sojourner Truth. I am the first. You know what I mean? Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Andre Ward, Terence Crawford, you owe me one. I don't give a fuck what you say. You owe me one. Fuck, you owe me one. All right, show up at one of my fan giveaways. Show up at one of my community givebacks. Show up at one of my 100 Black Men events. Show up at an LDC event. You owe me one. You owe me one. Fuck it. Since you want to play tit for tat, you owe me one, motherfucker. Barbershop Conversations, man. And I said motherfucker out of love. I don't want no problems in these streets. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.